It's me again, Amanda Enderman, your trusty tour guide in the wonders of the wonderful city, also known as Rio de Janeiro. And here bringing you yet another video for the series Places in Rio, the series where I show you the actual places and not filming inside of my house anymore. So on this video, I'm gonna talk about this place over here, which is the Flamengo Park. All right. So, but before I get right into the theme of the video, for those of you who have just arrived here in this channel, and this is the very first video you're watching, I highly recommend that after you watch this video, you watch the other series in the channel. One of them is called Rio, the History, and the other is called Random Topics. So that way you'll have a better idea of what this channel is about, what I'm doing here, and all of that. So, and if you do like the content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with as many people as you possibly can, so that each time more people will know about the wonders of the wonderful city, also known as Rio de Janeiro. So now to jump right into the theme of the video. So first I'm going to talk about the history of the neighborhood of Flamengo. So when I say this word Flamengo, a lot of people wonder, but what does it mean, Amanda? So what is the translation of Flamengo? So Flamengo actually is Portuguese for Flemish, which is the adjective that you would refer to someone who comes from Flanders, which nowadays is northern Belgium. However, it's interesting to note that the north of Belgium was once a part of the Netherlands until, if I'm not mistaken, 1581, with the Dutch revolt that separated the two. But of course, when in the time that Brazil was discovered, that Rio was founded and all of that, it was still a part of the Netherlands. So which brings me to the three theories that historians have about the name Flamengo. So one of them is that it would have been a homage to the Flemish, or some sources say that he was Dutch, sailor called, explorer called Olivier van Noort. And another possible theory is that there would have been a lot of Flemish people here in this region who were escaping persecution in Europe. And there's even a third theory that suggests that there were a lot of flamingos. Yes, actual, the bird, the pink bird, that has become a very fashion staple for notebooks and planners and etc. So that there were a lot of those around here. So this is why they would call it that. However, this was not the original name for this neighborhood. The original name for this neighborhood was the Shoeman's Beach, or the Shoemaker's Beach, because the thing is that as soon as Rio was founded, a shoemaker named Sebastião Gonçalves was given this land over here. So this is why they called it the Shoemaker's Beach. Interesting, right? And there's even and as you know, one of the most famous soccer teams in Rio is called Flamengo. So you could say that it's the Belgian team, or you could say that it's the Shoemakers team. In a way, imagine that. So, but up until the beginning of the 20th century, this neighborhood became quite forgotten historically, and as such. In fact, it was regarded more as a suburb than anything else, you see, because this was basically just a way of getting to the sugar plantations that were in the region where the botanical gardens are nowadays. So what happened was that in the beginning of the 20th century was when a mayor came in office, which was called Pereira Passos, and this mayor decided to rebuild the entire city of Rio, because of course at this time Brazil had just become a republic. It was the beginning of the 19th century, of the 20th century. It would have been 1902. So Brazil had just become a republic, and Rio was the capital of Brazil. Let us not forget that. So Rio had to be the postcard already for Brazil. It was the capital after all. So he urbanized Rio, and he decided to urbanize a lot of neighborhoods as well, including Flamengo. So he built the Beira-Mar Avenue, which I will show you along this video. So watch this video until the end and you'll actually see the avenue that I'm telling you about. And so this is when a lot of big mansions and very refined houses began being built over here in the Beira-Mar Avenue. Two examples of them are the little castle that is in the 2 de Dezembro street, which even has a ghost story to it, which I will be bringing you a video about this in the future, so stay tuned. And another one is the Casa Julieta de Serpa, which serves a marvelous 5 o'clock tea, and let me tell you, it's beautiful inside. So if you have a little spare, if you can spare a little money when you're here, not too much, I guarantee it's not going to be astronomically expensive, but be sure to go there and try this 5 o'clock tea. You won't regret it. And so when Pereira Passos urbanized this, and so the big mansions were built, it pretty much stayed that way until in 1960 there came a landscape artist called Roberto Burle Marx, which had the idea of building the aterro do Flamengo itself. So aterro means a landfill or a space which has been reclaimed. So he basically reclaimed this land because, of course, the shoreline was a lot less shore space than now, which I will be showing you in this video. Also, the extension that was landfilled. So, and so he got land from the Santo Antonio Hill, which is in the downtown area, and used this land to landfill all of this. All right, and really it revolutionized a lot of things. To begin with, it revolutionized the idea of style of garden. Because you see, before that, the gardens in Rio and the parks basically copied the European styles, either French styles or English styles and all of that. And the parks, they were more for contemplation, for just, you know, taking a walk, and a very slow walk and all of that. They weren't very much for exercising, you know. And after that, all right, after that, the parks became the exercise in your free time culture started taking root here in Rio. So in fact, this over here is actually a place where the people of Rio come to exercise, to jog, to run, to ride bikes, and all sorts of physical activities. In fact, this is why, if you'll notice, this time I'm wearing the attire that I myself would wear if I would come here to go for a jog, which I do, by the way. So this includes me. So other than that, the park over here has more than 100,000 trees of 300 different species. And this was another revolution, by the way, because in terms of landscaping, because before they would simply take species of trees from Europe, bring them here and try to adapt them to the local climate. But here there is a mix. There is a mix of local species of trees and foreign species of trees as well. All right, so, and here we are again, this time showing you the actual beach, which is part of the complex of the Flamengo Park. Yes, Flamengo Park is both a park, as you can see over there, and a beach, as you can see right over here. And just a few pointers and recommendations that I'd like to share with you about this place, a few more. So one very good advantage of this place is that you can tan on the grass. So you can lay down on the grass and get yourselves a nice tan, for those of you who do tan, of course, and who aren't so very sensitive to the point of turning red, of course. But to those of you who do tan, it's a very welcome option, because if you're tanning in the grass, you won't feel the burn so much as if you were tanning in the sand, as you can see over here. And another very interesting feature about this place is that you can have an exquisite view of the sugar loaf, as you can see behind me, which is perfect for pictures and videos and all of that, as you can plainly see. So folks, here we are again, and once again I am at the shore itself, at the beach, or the beach itself. So there, as you can see, is the Guanabara Bay. So there's actually water over there. So now I'm gonna show you, and actually gonna show you the extension of how much was actually landfill. Because, well, I could tell you it was so many meters and such, but no, in this video I prefer to actually show you. By the way, remember the Beira-Mar Avenue that I told you that I was going to show you? Well, it's this very avenue behind me, right? So for those of you who stuck until the end, this is the avenue. So folks, this is it for today, and I hope you liked the video, and as usual, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!